Welcome back to Roll Top Realms presents Call of Cthulhu, Tatters of the King, Episode 2. I'm here with my friends and players. I have Ben, who is playing Dr. Gaeton DuBois. Did I pronounce that right?
Gaeton DuBois.
Gaeton DuBois.
That's the only time I'll have a French accent, is when I say his name.
Okay. We have Jon playing Jon McDowell, detective.
That's right.
That's right. We have Charles Chuck playing Walter Hunt.
Hello.
Hello. And we have Brenden playing Professor Lawrence Christian, PhD.
Excuse me.
Bless you. And I am your keeper, Gregory. And, guys, preparing for this game and getting my mind into the mental box to get ready to run this game. I've been binging on a lot of cosmic horror movies and entertainment. One of my favorites, and it's by far like not the best, but In the Mouth of Madness, I think, is a 1990s movie. Several famous people in it. I don't remember their names, but the guy who plays
Jurassic Park guy.
The Jurassic Park guy. That's how I know.
What is his name?
Exactly. Okay. I wrote it down and I lost the note, and so of course I can't remember. I wrote it down so I wouldn't have to remember. But yeah, great movie. I think it captures the essence of cosmic horror.
Sam Neill.
Sam Neill. Thanks, Ben. Sam Neill who plays an insurance auditor who's looking for an author who has disappeared. It's a 1990s horror movie. It's cheesy as hell. I don't think it got good reviews when it came out, but it is a cult classic, just like most great movies are. What about you guys? What's y'all's favorite cosmic horror movie?
Well, I'll go since I'm always first.
You're always first. Go first.
Obviously, Hellraiser. I mean, we brought that up previously. That's a classic across the board. But honestly, recently I just rewatched The Void.
Oh, that's a good one. Mm-hmm.
Which is, I actually really like that one. It's kind of an indie film, but I really enjoyed it. It's really big on the body horror. Obviously feeds into the whole Cthulhu mythos.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that one, especially the fact that it all takes place in just one little location, only has a couple of actors. It's pretty good. But I think other than Hellraiser, if I have to pick one that's kind of a classic, it definitely digs kind of more into the cosmic, would be that, I'm trying to remember the name of the movie now. It's got Sam Neill in it again.
Oh, yeah, Event Horizon.
Event Horizon, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Event Horizon
exactly what you meant.
Yep, that movie is one of the few movies because I grew up on horror movies, so scary movies don't scare me kind of thing, because I grew up on them, I'm used to them. But Event Horizon is one of the few movies when I was a kid, when I watched it, that fucking movie gave me nightmares. Like,
it's creepy.
Yeah.
It's said that is like the proto Warhammer film.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good description of what the warp is.
Yeah. Pretty much. All right, Jon, what about you?
So
I already know what you're gonna say.
I feel a little like the wind was taken out of my sails.
Way to go, Ben.
Sorry.
But yeah, definitely Hellraiser for sure. You know, the idea that just nobody is a hero in those stories. You don't go looking for a key to another world like that.
I'm disagreeing because in Hellraiser you literally do open it yourself.
Well, like, it's just like you don't go looking for something like that because you're a good person. Okay. You have experienced some terrible or gnarly, like, dregs of society kind of stuff, and you're looking for even more sensation that humanity cannot provide you. Right? I would say that my next favorite like kind of like cosmic horror type thing, or like kind of like that Cthulhu type, like really beyond my understanding type deal movie, I would say, and this is I love it for the schlock. I love it for the weird dialogue we get.
Spaceballs.
Even funnier, Dagon.
Oh, Dagon. Oh god, that movie's so horrible.
I know. It's just like
It was so bad.
like decade ago he come to Imboga. It's so good. But here's the deal though. It's also like genuinely a brutal movie. Like you listen to a dude get like he's like alive and they start like skinning him from the neck up, just like and like it's hard to sit through.
Mm-hmm.
For that reason, that's genuinely like body horror.
Yeah.
But then it snaps back to like the half naked lady with squid legs that's all practical effects, and it's just like, oh well, I was scared for like a second and now I'm laughing hysterically.
You gotta love those practical effects. I mean, it does take a lot of skill to do practical effects well.
Yeah.
So, but they don't do it very well. But it's still very technical.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I agree.
God, I haven't seen that movie in forever.
I bought the Blu-ray because
Oh my god! Wow, a true fan. I bought the Blu-ray. Who buys a physical copy of something?
I was in tech school and did not have access to the internet at the time.
Okay.
And I was just like, you know what? I want to watch some grade A schlock. I went to Walmart and I was just like,
Wow, they had it at Walmart. Okay.
yes. And I was just like, you know what?
God bless Dayton.
This does it for me. So I like picked that up and I was like, I talked to my tech school friend, whose name I won't say here, but
Okay.
I was just like, buddy, you gotta watch this movie.
Let me open your eyes.
It'll ruin your whole night.
Wow. That's what I love. I love Dayton, Ohio. I know it's the middle of nowhere and there's nothing to do there, but God, it's an awesome little town.
There's a weird amount to discover in Dayton, Ohio.
There really is. There really is. Surprising. Yeah, there really is. Charles, you look lost. Do you have any favorite cosmic horror movies?
I was gonna say, I'm sorry in advance. It's probably the most boring answer. No, I'm not a movie buff at all. Like,
No.
I
don't watch movies.
No,
You don't watch movies. You watching the game?
Yeah, I'm saying yes. I'm a video gamer. Play tons of video games. I do watch anything. It's probably anime. I do not watch movies.
Weeb. Okay, but you did mention before you watched The Thing.
That's because I was a child and my mother loved horror movies, and so that's one of the classic horror movies. So I'm like, yes. I was kind of forced to watch it. So like, it was cool, and I do like horror, but I like more of like
psychological horror.
Guess you say stuff like The Grudge, like more.
That's not psychological. That's like jump scares and shit. I hate that horror. Oh god, it's scary. That terrifies me. I grew up in the 90s with like practical effects and like psychological horrors, and as soon as like jump scares became like the main thing for horror movies, like I just can't. Like, it gives me nightmares. Like, I will not sleep. Yeah.
I feel you, man. Like, this is more. Yeah, I'm more into the paranormal type of stuff. Like I grew up with it, you know. So I'm not a movie person.
Paranormal ghosts.
My mother loves horror movie stuff. When I was a child, that's all she had on.
Okay.
So horror movies don't affect me because I'm just
Lucky. Brenden, I know you have some input. What is your favorite cosmic horror movie?
Okay.
You're just laughing.
So as soon as you told us what this prompt was going to be, one film came to mind.
What was that?
The 1992 straight-to-movie adaptation from our good friend Stephen King, Sleepwalkers.
Okay, Sleepwalkers.
Yeah, buddy!
That is some of the most exquisitely refined garbage ever put to film. It is so bad.
Is that the one where people turn to cats?
Yes.
That's why. Okay.
Dude, I swear to God, this chick stabs a cop in the back with a cob of corn, okay? A freaking ear of corn in the spine and kills him.
Yeah.
Okay?
I remember that. God,
Like,
that's such an awful movie.
I know.
weirdly star-studded cast for that film too. Like,
Honestly,
You'd
Ron
be surprised.
and
Yeah?
the guy who played Luke Skywalker was in it.
The
Yeah,
guy who played Luke Skywalker,
Mark
Mark
Hamill.
Hamill.
It's the opening line.
How
of
dare
the-
you?
It was
those of
like,
you
if you're
may not
interested
know-
in joining our cast now, we have an opening.
So for those of you who may not know who Mark Hamill is, if you're not a Star Wars fan, you're probably a fan of Batman. Mark Hamill played the Joker for like 30 years.
The animation.
He is the
yes.
quintessential Joker.
He is.
He's the
No,
quintessential
absolutely.
Joker, right? He's also Skips in regular show, a big white gorilla.
Yep.
So
Oh my God, he is.
Yeah,
so
he's
He
also
is.
you
he's
don't
also
know it.
Ozai in the last Avatar, in the last Airbender.
Okay. Yeah.
So like you may not know it. You've heard Mark Hamill. You've heard his
Mm-hmm.
voice. You know you're a fan, and you don't even realize it.
Yep. But like the opening line of that movie is literally Mark Hamill looking around a tree decorated full of dead cats and goes, well, someone doesn't like cats. That's the opening line of the fucking movie, and they have Mark Hamill saying that. So that forever will be one of my favorite horror movies, just because it's that crappy, it's that campy, it's that bad, and I just love it for that. Stephen King, you're a freaking genius to make me laugh. So.
Well, speaking of campy and bad acting, let's get back to our game.
Hey, I resemble that statement.
I resemble that statement.
We fade to black. We fade in. Tatters of the King. The reception. We fade back in to the well-lit and now empty theater that had just shown the play the opening night, Carcosa, or the Queen and the Stranger. The camera pans around. We can still see some of the performance patrons are still fighting and arguing with theater staff. The camera continues to pan around. We see the exit to the theater, the last trickles of movie patrons leaving. Scattered about the room, you can see several silhouettes, maybe a man, maybe a woman, frozen in place in their seats, still staring at the curtain-drawn stage. The camera follows the crowd out the door, and we see Detective Jon McDowell escorting Sister McClarity out of the room. He's searching. We can see his head swiveling back and forth. He's panning around looking for a familiar face, looking for Dr. Dubois.
He's easy to spot. It's quite rotund.
So, Dr. Dubois, did you lead your mother to the foyer or out into like the street for fresh air? Like, it's very cold outside.
I ushered her out near the door to get some fresh air, but I'm very interested in what's going on people-wise, so I'm kind of torn between making sure she's okay, because I love my mom, but I really want to see what's going on with those people, fighting in the theater, because it's interesting.
Dr. Dubois, you can hear like whistles, and you know those to be Bobby whistles, street police whistles, as you would anticipate them coming very soon. Detective McDowell, you see the rotund body of Dr. Dubois, and he's with his mother, and he's looking around the cacophony of theater patrons. He sees you, and you see him.
Dr. Dubois, may I have your attention for a moment?
Of course. Mother, you can hear the Bobby's coming. I must talk with my friend.
Dr. Dubois, I need to ask you a favor. I need to ensure the safety of Sister McClarity for just a moment. If I could leave her in your care for just a moment, it would be of great assistance to me. I need to go back into this theater and make sure it doesn't turn into a full-on Donnybrook.
Oh yes, she could assist my mother in getting water.
Oh yes, That's fine, Detective McDowell. I'll escort Miss DuBois to get some water.
Appreciate it, Rachel. Take care of yourself.
You too, John.
So with that, I'm gonna go back into the theater, and I'm gonna lay eyes on the crowd and see where the biggest kind of like row is going on.
Yes, you see. You see kind of two men that are seem to be theater patrons. They're tugging on each other's shirts, threatening to punch each other. You see another set that are arguing with theater staff down by the stage. And I'm guessing Dr. DuBois is with you.
Yeah.
Was that what was? What the plan was,
I'll pawn her off on my mom,
and
I'm gonna hurry behind him.
I just needed to make sure that the person whose bond I have like the strongest with is just like not in a position to be attacked in the crowd. So
Sure.
I just needed to make sure she was out of that. And then if Dr. DuBois sees fit to follow me in, that's perfectly fine.
I'd probably linger back by the door a little bit, more observing than actually going in.
I can handle this on my own. That's fair. So with that, Detective McDowell is going to take his own Bobby whistle out of his pocket. He's going to raise it to his mouth. He's going to take a deep breath, and he's going to blow as hard as he can, and just make sure that he can get everyone's attention focused on him.
And as you do, those of you who are in the foyer hear a telltale call of a Bobby whistle coming from the theater room. Mr. Hunt, you said you were laying low, having a cigarette, in a corner perhaps, or somewhere off to the side, away from the throngs of people that are, leaving. There was like almost 100 people in that theater room.
Yeah. As he hears the whistle, like he'll definitely be curious of what's happening. Cause like I say, he knows the cops like wasn't here yet. He ain't seen no cops come in, so he is kind of a little bit curious about that. So he will head back in, like, see what's going on.
Yeah, this has not been it hasn't been long since the play ended.
Yeah,
like it's just been moments. So you hear this loud Bobby whistle coming from the theater room. You go to investigate. Professor Christian, you hear it too, and you're with your sister in the foyer.
Professor Christian is also extremely curious, as there was definitely no policeman to have... There's no way the police have already arrived. He was informed previously by one of the stagehands that the cops are on the way, but he's been in the lobby this entire time. Nobody's come in. So he's going to move towards the door that leads into the rest of the theater and kind of see in and kind of judge from a distance what's going on without entirely leaving his sister's side.
So your sister is there with you?
Yes.
Lawrence, don't get too close. No, let's stay out of it. Just come on. And she's kind of pulling you away as you turn to face her to maybe tell her something to calm her. The doors to the main theater, the entrance, swing open, and you hear more whistles. All right, clear path. This is a fire hazard. Clear the path. What's going on here? And you can see several police officers go to one of the ushers that's in the front. What's all this in? What happened? And one of the ushers is like, "Oh, sir, yes, sir. They're in the theater. They're still fighting. Several of the patrons are fighting the theater staff down in the theater room." Well, all right. Clear the way, all of you. Don't go anywhere. You're staying put till we sort things out. And the police come by. You, sir. The police officer is facing Professor Christian. You need to move out of the way. step to the side, please. Come on, men. And they kind of push you out of the way, gently, not shoving you harshly, but, stay out of it. Let us do our job. And they continue down into the theater. I guess they'd also push by DuBois if he's still hanging out by the door.
Oh, definitely.
You two, sir, make some room. You can't take up the whole lobby.
Is that a fat joke?
Sir, please stand aside. And so they continue down. So you've seen that you've kind of gathered around the same entry port as the professor. And so they're coming down, and they see that Detective McDowell is down. And he's whistling, trying to get everybody's attention. And you see them, they're coming down. What's all this then? Who are you? Put their hand on their shoulder and turn you around.
I'm Detective McDowell. I need you to help me sort this out. This is almost going to turn into a riot.
He puts his hands on his hips. Detective McDowell, you say? Have you gotten your identification?
Yes, I've got it on me right here. And he's going to reach into his coat, pull out the badge wallet thing, like flip it down like X-Files.
He puts his hands down and somewhat takes a stance of attention. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Right. Let's help you sort this out, sir.
Right. So he's gonna point to some outliers apart from the larger groups, and he's gonna say, "I need you to focus on them while I go get the big group. I'm gonna go figure out what's causing this Donnybrook." And so then he's gonna go up to the biggest part of the, or at least the people closest to the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna get hands in there. He's gonna push them apart and say, "All right, what's out? What's got you all riled up right now? Talk!" And so he's gonna start roughing people up if they don't settle the hell down.
Well, who do you think you are?
I'm the police. Speak.
You don't look like a police.
And he's gonna move his suit jacket, and he's gonna show the service pistol on his hip, and he's gonna be, "I'm the fucking police. Do what I'm telling you."
He puts his hand on you. I don't care who you think you are. Did you not see what just happened? It's outrageous.
I saw a fucking play. Now, behave, or I'll clock you.
So as soon as they see that he was getting into you, the other police officers go, "That's all right. We'll take care of this, sir. Don't need to rough yourself up. Let us do the dirty work. We'll take care of this. We suggest that you try to stand back, sir. We'll wrap these rabble-rousers up, and we'll get them out of here."
I want this man detained at the station so I can question him later.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. We'll head in there right now.
Very well.
You'll see the group of them go towards those places.
All right. So, as we're sort of sorting things out, I'm gonna go to the foremost police officer in charge. I believe that would be I don't think the
Probably a sergeant.
Yeah. Okay, cool. We'll go with the sergeant. I'm going to report to that guy and kind of give him my witness statement of everything that I saw and explain how this sort of all panned out so that he gets the full picture of what's going on.
Sir, you said a play caused this.
Yes.
Well, what happened in the play? When did you start noticing so I can keep it in my notes here, sir?
Well, it was some kind of masquerade.
When did you first start noticing that people were having issues, sir?
At some point in the show.
So that would have been...
I'm messing up this accent.
No, it's okay. I mean, I am not good at doing these accents either. So we're all mediocre at best.
That's why I don't even try.
Someone revealed a sign, some kind of sign. It was just unsettling at first, and people started going into shock almost. Just sitting in their chair, motionless, unable to breathe for a moment. I noticed it in a friend of mine who is sitting next to me.
He stands rigid. Sir, yes, sir. I don't know what to make of your witness, your testimony. I'll make a note of it. Perhaps you should retire for the evening. Maybe get some rest. We'll take care of this, sir, and they'll be down at the precinct, as you said, and we'll detain them overnight. Was there any other people fighting out in the lobby?
No, it was only people who witnessed the play.
Very good, sir. Right. Well, you try to enjoy the rest of your evening and get some rest, sir, before you come to work. Yes, sir. And he was kind of like, you don't want to sound too crazy. It's a detective talking to subordinates.
Yeah.
That's kind of like saying, I saw a UFO while I was flying a jet.
So that's spooky behavior.
So go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. Can I kind of go up on stage and see if there's any, like, because I'm in my head, I'm kind of rationalizing this as like, okay, there's got to be like a trapdoor on the stage or something. Like, he didn't just like fold himself into like 12 times and disappear into thin air, right? Like, he had to go somewhere. This big dude with a weird flameless torch and a sword.
As you approach the stage, I'd like to put the spotlight on another player, another character. Mr. Hunt, you seem pretty pensive over there. What is it that Mr. Hunt is thinking about?
Are those people you said that was unmoving? Are they still sitting there?
It seems as though, like, as you kind of peek in, as the police are kind of settling people out, moving people along, 2 officers are handling those that are fighting, and those that have been catatonic. Several of the police officers. One goes to a woman, ma'am, waves his hand across her face. No response. But as soon as he touches her, she snaps out of it and begins screaming hysterically. Ma'am, calm yourself. He shakes her and she slowly calms down. Come on, let's get you some fresh air. We'll take you someplace safe. And he escorts her out of the theater through the lobby and out into the theater.
Okay. Is there well, she's the only one that was like that. There are still some more that need to be like awoken.
There's probably 1 or 2 still.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go down there and I'll find like the nearest person. I will like snap them back, get them back into reality.
As you approach one of them and you try to snap her out, police officer notices you. You there! What are you doing? Leave that woman alone!
She haven't moved it yet, so I was just trying to help her out.
What's all that? She's not moving. And he comes and she sees that she is indeed not moving. Ma'am! And as soon as he touches her, she begins to weep, just silently, just crying tears. You, sir, please, if you're intending to stay for the reception, stay, but don't interfere. And so he begins to calm her. Ma'am, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Tell me, what did you see? What did you see? And you can hear her talking about what the king had said. He said, the one in yellow, he said, I can't even describe it. It didn't make any sense, but it made all the sense. I don't know. And takes, all right, ma'am, it's gonna be all right. Calm down. Let's get you someplace safe. And they're gonna take her away.
Okay. Yeah.
Professor Christian, you kind of got pushed off to the side. You see the police officers come in, and you see a man who was, he didn't come in with the police, but you saw him show his badge to the police. He must be someone of some kind of importance.
Yeah. So as he's making his way out towards the doors, I'll hold up my hand to him. It's like, excuse me, do you have any idea what occurred inside? I noticed that you jumped in and tried to handle the situation. Do you know anything?
I couldn't really describe to you what I saw. It was strange. I think it was some kind of trick of the eye and people here couldn't handle it. But there was also something they said that seemed to put a few people into shock. So I am, well, best not to worry about it for now. If this becomes something more, you'll see it in the paper, I promise you.
Yes, well, that is fair enough. Good on you for taking the initiative, though, young man. Jumping in and handling the situation as you did.
It's really just my duty. It's okay.
So, where's my sister in all of this? I'm assuming she's standing over by the table.
She is clasped to you like glue.
Okay. So I'll kind of turn away from him and kind of reassure her, like, it's all right, Evelyn. It's all right. It's all over now. Nothing to be concerned about.
It's just so strange. I
don't understand why people would react this way. It's so strange. So strange. Are we staying for the party?
Only if you wish to.
Well, yes. That's the point of going to opening night, silly. Having something to talk about with your friends tomorrow, if you had any friends, Lawrence, other than those scraps of papers and old dusty bones you collect.
Boom, roasted.
Yeah.
Roasted. As we cut
like,
go ahead.
I would clap back, but this is my sister, and it's like, we're in a public setting. I don't want to tear her down.
It's like, that's the 1920s. It's totally okay.
I got one. Evelyn, are you a magpie?
A magpie?
Then stop taking up my time and attention. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Lawrence, your jokes never make any sense. And with that, we cut to Dr. DuBois.
Oh, I'm holding open the door very graciously for all these police officers while hurriedly taking notes of everything I see.
Absolutely. They've cleared out the people, attended to those that needed attending to, and John, I'm sorry, are you bored? Do you need to paint your models?
No, I was listening. It's just I was looking at this.
I am so bad at this.
No, it's all good. No, I'm listening. I swear I'm paying attention.
You've taken your scribbling notes. Do you want to share your notes yet?
I've just made, quick notes about, some of these people seem catatonic. I'm still very interested on some people seem to have left before, everything kind of came to a head. Why some people, seem to be fighting, some people sitting, when it all seems to, seem to be a relatively regular play, nothing of crazy note. After it starts to clear out, I might approach
McDowell?
Yeah, there you go, McDowell, and question him for what the police think and kind of what's going on here.
Yeah, I would like to just interject briefly because you have been taking notes, and being such an astute observationalist and having psychoanalysis as your profession, you note that it seemed to happen right at scene 3 of Act 1. Something was what triggered people. You're not sure exactly what because you need to look into it a little bit more, but yes, there's something there, something that's pulling you that way. And perhaps you're reading through your notes as you approach the stage where Detective McDowell had climbed up onto to kind of observe things.
That'd be kind of my line of questioning to him is, what did the police have to say when they broke up the fight? Why? What did he see? What did he notice?
I noticed that. Well, I wasn't really paying attention when they were breaking up the fight. I was kind of fixated on the stage. Did you notice the large fellow? Where did he go? How did he disappear?
Oh, yes.
There's no trapdoor on that stage.
During Act 3, correct?
No, that was the final act. Act 3 was just before the intermission, and that's when people started acting weird.
It's just something that's been on my mind. I know everyone started freaking out when we got to the part with the yellow sign. You remember that, don't you?
Vaguely, yes. I think that was around the time I noticed some patrons get up in a huff and leave.
Yes, well, I wanted to try and kind of make sense of things, but it all just sort of seems like nonsense, doesn't it?
Yes. Nonsense. But nonsense usually leads to revelations.
That may be the case.
Jot down some more notes.
I'm thinking of going to the writers and asking them about the dialogue. Maybe it was something therein that might have...
I did notice some peculiar dialogue.
It had some effect on people, didn't it? I want to know exactly what was said because for some reason I can't recall it all.
I would concur. I would like to also question these writers.
And just to, for fairness to the listeners, Detective McDowell and Dr. Dubois kind of have a working professional relationship with each other, and they know each other in a professional level. And just as they're speaking and as Dr. Dubois finishes his statements, an usher comes in. You, sirs, you need to clear out of the theater. We're getting ready for the reception. Is this your chance to meet the director and the actors and performers? Come on! And they usher you out and into the foyer area, where you can see the actors and actresses kind of mingling with several of the other guests. Some that didn't seem to be affected by what they had seen. You see this man here. You see the actress who played. You see this actress here. She played the Queen, Camilla. You see this handsome gentleman who played her eldest son and also the High Priest, Neotalba. You see this lovely young woman who played the daughter, and you see this pretty young man who played the younger son of the Queen. Mr. Hunt, you've been ushered out of the theater. You've seen this large, short, rotund man speaking with the one that you saw as a detective flash his badge to the other police officers. They're coming down from the stage. You see them, and you've seen probably one of your connections, the professor. Maybe as you walked in, maybe you didn't acknowledge him as you were walking in to attend to, the woman that you in the catatonic state, but I'm sure you would have noticed him standing by the door.
Yeah, so I'll walk up on the way to exiting the building, but the theater, and I'm like, Professor, what's your last name again? Sorry, forgot your name. Kristen?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, Professor Kristen. Oh, you here?
Ah, Mr. Hunt. What are you doing here? Did you attend the play?
Oh, yes. I was quite interested in it. I would like to know, what did you see? Because it seemed like a normal play to me, but I'm just interested to see, what did you see?
I'm of the same mind. I did not see anything wholly out of the ordinary. There was a particular instance during, I believe, the first act. It seemed to unnerve most people, myself included. But it was more of a sense of tension than anything else. Nothing was uttered or insinuated or suggested that I can recall.
Really? So you didn't see the Queen just blurt out in fear and throw like a torch off the balcony?
No, I didn't see that at all. I saw a masked figure skulking in the shadows as the Queen began lamenting about her children.
I could have sworn I heard her say something. Something like she was in fear of that stranger, that child. Like, I'm not really sure what happened.
And as you say that, one of the ushers gathers you. Yeah, gentlemen, you're missing the reception. Please, this way.
Yes, Mr. Hunt, would you join us? I'd be interested in talking with the lead actress. I want to know exactly what occurred.
Of course.
And so you make your way to the woman who played the Queen?
Yes.
You can see that she's speaking with another patron. She's having a glass of wine. She is very, very well preserved for her age. She has lovely long gray hair, still very thick and luxurious. She moves a little swiftly, but you can possibly notice a little hand agitation. With her stands this man. Their arms are kind of clasped. You can tell that they're together. But they both turn as you and Mr. Hunt approach. And she speaks a little nervous. Did you two enjoy the show?
Yes, I did.
Yes, it was quite an interesting play.
Oh yes, quite interesting. Wasn't that love? And she kind of nudges her husband. Oh, yes. Quite interesting, yes.
I have a question. To me and my colleague here was just discussing Act 1, Scene 3. We seem to see like two different things, and I was just wondering, were you okay? You seemed to break character about midway in that scene. Can you kind of explain to me like what happened, or was that a part of the play?
And she stands up. What? No. Never break character. I am a professional. No. That's silly. No. It all went according as rehearsed, yes.
So Professor Christian is going to kind of be looking at their hands. Like something is definitely not right. So I'm going to be kind of looking at their hands instead of at their faces. Like, what exactly is going on here?
Yeah, so you can tell that they're both a little nervous, a little tremble in their hands as they sip their champagne. No, it went according to plan, according to as rehearsed. The queen was shocked at seeing the stranger. She didn't want to see him, so she, for fear of something, the director can explain it far more better detail, but she refuses to see the truth, and so she was meant to grab a torch from the sconce and throw it out the window so that therefore she wouldn't see. It's all very artistic symbolism, but all according to the play. It wasn't the rehearsal is and the script. I never deviate from script. I am a professional. And she takes another trembling sip from her champagne glass, and as you speak with her, we cut back to the detective and the doctor. You've been ushered out into the lobby area, and there's reception taking place.
I'm gonna nudge him and go, great timing, We won't talk to these guys.
Yes. So
And maybe get a little nosh while we're at it.
Detective's going to get like a glass of whiskey with a lot of ice, and he's going to kind of like look for the writer Talbot Estes.
Yes. So you go to the bartender. A spot of ice for your whiskey there, sir.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Yes, sir. Are you looking for the director, the one who wrote the play?
Yes, Talbot Estes. Is he still here?
Yes, sir. Of course he is. He's over there, and he's pointing to this man, a gaunt-looking fellow, but he's tall, slender, athletic building, not so much frail, but not so much muscular. He's got a long face, really thick, bushy, curly hair, deep black hair, dark eyes, and a thick black mustache. That's Mr. Estes there. He adapted the play from the French.
Thank you, I appreciate this.
Yes, sir.
So, Dr. Dubois, why don't we go and make ourselves acquainted?
Oh, of course. I'm going to approach the director, and I'm going to compliment him on his mustache. We'll also kind of second-handedly insult him by claiming that mine is better due to I have two mustaches.
So
this might be bigger, but I have a double mustache.
So the man, he leans back. He's very tall. He's very proud. Yes, hello. Yes, I'm so glad that you enjoyed the play. Worked very hard on constructing and translating it from the French. After all, he takes a long swig back of his champagne glass and his flout, and he sets it down. He's emptied the glass and picks up another. Oh, yes. Oh, and who are you, sir?
If you're a fan of the French, I am Dr. Dubois.
Well, that explains the mustache, sir.
Yes, and I will curl both parts of my mustache.
He also curls his. Yes, I spent a lot of time in French, too.
Ooh. I loved your play, but my colleague here has some questions.
Oh, yes, I'm always a fan of talking about my own work.
Yes, well, I was wondering, did you expect such engagement from the crowd?
Well, sir, art is meant to incite emotions buried deep within. Yes, I am absolutely thrilled. It doesn't seem like anyone was too hurt. People are shocked, but art is oftentimes very shocking, is it not?
I agree.
So you look a little familiar. Perhaps, did you audition for the play at one point?
I believe I did. I'm an aspiring actor myself, but first and foremost, I am a detective.
Oh, a detective. Yes, sir. Well, I am very happy that you enjoyed the play. Thank you for attending and coming to the reception.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Can you tell me more about this play? What did you know about it before you adapted it for English viewers?
Oh, well, yes. Oh, there's quite a deep, rich history to dive into. But we'll have to wait until next time on Tatters of the King, a Roll Top Realms production.
Did you just break the fourth wall?
I
What
did.
are you looking at? Over there.